Welcome, beloved. You are here because your mind needs rest. Because the thoughts won't stop racing. Because sleep feels impossible when your brain refuses to quiet down. I want you to know something right now. You are not broken. You are not failing at rest. You are simply human, carrying the weight of a world that never stops moving. But tonight, you can stop. Tonight, you can let go. Tonight, you can trust that God is holding everything you're worried about. Let's begin by settling your body. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to try hard. Just notice where you are right now. Feel the surface beneath you supporting your weight. You don't have to hold yourself up. You are held. You are safe. Take a slow breath in and release it gently. Again, breathe in God's peace and let go of the tension you've been carrying. There's a verse I want you to hold on to tonight. It's from Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3. God says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." Perfect peace. Not partial peace. Not occasional peace. Perfect peace for minds that are steadfast in trust. Your mind has been racing. I know. Thoughts tumbling over each other like a rushing river. Worries about tomorrow. Replaying conversations from today. Making lists of things you can't forget. Trying to solve problems that don't have solutions at midnight. But tonight, God is offering you something different. He's offering you perfect peace. Peace that doesn't depend on having everything figured out. Peace that exists even when tomorrow is uncertain. Peace that comes from keeping your mind steadfast on Him. You don't have to manufacture this peace. You don't have to earn it. It's already yours. God is already offering it. You simply receive. Let your shoulders drop just a little. Soften your jaw. Unclench your hands if they're making fists. Your body has been holding tension all day. You can release it now. Breathe in slowly. And out. Notice the rhythm of your breath. In and out. Steady and reliable. Just like God's presence with you. He hasn't left you alone with your racing thoughts. He's right here. Closer than your own breath. More present than the thoughts that feel so overwhelming. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a still lake at dusk. The water is perfectly calm. Like glass reflecting the soft colors of sunset. Gentle pinks and lavenders and deep blues. The air is warm and peaceful. There's no wind, no noise, just stillness. This is the peace God has for your mind. Still, calm, reflecting His presence instead of your worries. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast. What does it mean for your mind to be steadfast? It means focused on God instead of focused on fear. It means returning your thoughts to Him when they start to spiral. It means trusting that He is good even when you can't see the whole picture. Tonight, you're practicing that steadfastness. Each time your mind wanders to worry, you'll gently bring it back to God's peace. Each time anxiety tries to take over, you'll remember whose you are. You belong to the God who holds the universe together. The God who knows every star by name. The God who never sleeps so that you can. He's not anxious about tomorrow. He's not worried about the things on your to-do list. He already knows what you need, and He's already making a way. Breathe that truth in. Let it sink deep. Your mind wants to be busy. It wants to keep working, keep planning, keep controlling. But tonight, God is inviting you to rest in His control instead. He says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still. Stop striving. Stop trying to figure it all out. Stop racing towards solutions you can't find in the dark. Just be still. And know that He is God. Know that He is in control. Know that He loves you with an everlasting love. Know that His mercies are new every morning and morning is coming. But for now, it's night. And night is made for rest. Your mind was not designed to run at full speed 24 hours a day. It needs this time to slow down, to restore, to be renewed. God designed sleep as a gift, a daily practice of surrender, a reminder that you are not the one keeping the world spinning. He's got it. All of it. The things you remember and the things you're afraid you'll forget. The people you're worried about. The situations you can't control. He's got it. Let your eyes close gently if they haven't already. Or soften your gaze toward darkness. You don't need to see right now. You only need to trust. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Trust. That's the key that unlocks perfect peace. Not having all the answers. Not being in control. Not having tomorrow planned out perfectly. Just trust. Trust that God is good. Trust that He sees you. Trust that He knows what you need before you even ask. Trust that He is working all things together for your good because you love Him. Tonight, you can rest in that trust. You can stop carrying what was never yours to carry. You can release the weight of tomorrow into God's capable hands. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Feel your body sinking just a little deeper into rest. Your muscles softening. Your mind beginning to quiet. The racing thoughts are still there. I know. They don't disappear instantly, but they're beginning to slow down. Like a river that's widening, the current doesn't feel quite so urgent anymore. You're safe here. In this moment. In God's presence. Nothing is required of you right now except rest. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to plan anything. You just have to be here. Breathing. Trusting. Resting. God is keeping watch over you tonight. His eyes never close. His attention never wavers. He will not let you fall. The Psalm says, "He who watches over you will not slumber." Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. He's awake so you don't have to be. He's vigilant so you can rest. He's got everything under control so you can let go of control. Perfect peace is available to you right now. Not because your circumstances are perfect. Not because your life is all figured out. But because your mind is turning toward God instead of toward fear. Steadfast. Fixed on Him. Anchored in His goodness. This is what you're practicing tonight. And this practice will carry you gently into sleep. Let your breathing continue its steady rhythm. In and out. Slow and easy. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing right now. You're here. You're willing to rest. You're opening your heart to God's peace. That's enough. You are enough. This moment is enough. Rest is coming. Sleep is coming. Peace is already here. And as you settle into this beginning place, know that every moment you spend here is valuable. Every breath you take in peace is healing something inside you. Every thought you release is making space for God's presence to fill you more completely. You've carried so much today. So many responsibilities. So many concerns. So many people depending on you. So many decisions to make. So many plates to keep spinning. But here in this sacred space of rest, you can set all of that down. Just for now. Just for tonight. It will all be there tomorrow if you need to pick it back up. But tonight, you can be free from the weight. God invites you to come as you are. Tired. Overwhelmed. With a mind that won't stop racing. He's not disappointed in you. He's not frustrated that you struggle with rest. He knows you. He understands you. And he loves you exactly as you are in this moment. His perfect peace is not waiting for you to be perfect. It's available right now for your imperfect, racing, worried mind. It's available right now for your tired body that's been in fight or flight mode for far too long. It's available right now for your weary spirit that needs refreshment. Breathe in that availability. Peace is here for you. Breathe out the belief that you have to earn it. You don't. The still lake you imagined earlier is not just a picture. It's a promise. It's what God wants for your internal world. A mind like still water. Calm and reflective. Peaceful and clear. And He's the one who creates that stillness. Not through your effort, but through His presence. The same voice that spoke to the storm and said, "Peace, be still," is speaking to your mind tonight. He's saying, "Peace, be still," to every anxious thought, to every racing worry, to every fear about tomorrow. Peace, be still. And the storm in your mind is beginning to respond to His voice. The waves are settling. The wind is dying down. The chaos is giving way to calm. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. This verse is becoming your reality tonight. Not just a nice idea. Not just beautiful words. But actual lived experience. God keeping you in perfect peace as you choose to trust Him. The choice to trust is simple but not always easy. It means releasing your grip on outcomes. It means accepting that you're not in control, and that's actually good news. It means believing that God is good even when life is hard. But you're making that choice right now by being here, by opening yourself to rest instead of pushing through, by allowing your mind to turn toward God instead of staying fixated on problems. That's trust in action. That's steadfastness in practice. That's the beginning of perfect peace settling into your soul. Your body is becoming heavier now. A good heaviness. The weight of deep relaxation. Your limbs are sinking into whatever supports them. Your neck is releasing its tension. Your back is softening against the surface beneath you. This physical letting go mirrors what's happening in your mind. As your body releases, your mind releases too. As your muscles soften, your thoughts soften too. As your breathing deepens, your trust deepens too. Everything is connected in this moment of surrender to God's peace. The racing that brought you here tonight is transforming. Not gone yet, perhaps, but definitely changing. Slowing. Quieting. Becoming less urgent and more manageable. This is the work of God's Spirit within you. The gentle work of peace replacing anxiety. The gradual work of trust displacing fear. The faithful work of God keeping His promise to you. He will keep you in perfect peace. He is keeping you in perfect peace. Right now, in this moment. This is not wishful thinking or positive affirmation. This is the reality of God's presence with you. As this first chapter of your journey into rest comes to a close, know that you've already made significant progress. You've chosen to be here. You've opened yourself to God's peace. You've begun the practice of returning your steadfast mind to Him. This is enough for now. More peace awaits in the moments ahead. But right here, right now, you have everything you need. You have God's presence. You have His promise. You have His peace beginning to settle over your racing mind like a gentle blanket. Rest is coming. Sleep is near. And perfect peace is already holding you. Your mind is still moving. That's okay. We're not going to fight against the thoughts. We're going to learn to release them. Imagine your thoughts like leaves floating down a stream. They come into view. You notice them. And then you watch them drift away. You don't have to grab onto every thought. You don't have to follow each one to its conclusion. You can simply observe and release. There's a thought about tomorrow. Notice it. Let it float by. There's a worry about something you said today. Notice it. Let it float by. There's a mental list forming. Notice it. Let it float by. God says you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. A steadfast mind isn't a mind with no thoughts. It's a mind that returns to God again and again. It's a mind that chooses trust over worry. It's a mind that knows where to anchor when the thoughts get stormy. You're learning to anchor in God's peace right now. Take a deep breath in and release. Your body knows how to rest. It's been doing this since before you were born. In your mother's womb, you rested without effort, without trying, without striving. That same capacity for rest is still within you. You haven't lost it. It's just been buried under layers of responsibility and worry and endless mental noise. But tonight we're clearing away those layers. Gently. With compassion. One thought at a time. Picture yourself in a peaceful meadow. The grass is soft beneath you. The sky above is vast and open. There are wildflowers all around in gentle colors. Pale yellows and soft whites and delicate purples. The air is warm but not hot. There's a light breeze that carries the scent of growing things. Everything here is alive but calm. Growing but not striving. You're lying in this meadow. The earth beneath you is solid and supportive. The sky above you is infinite and spacious. And God is here with you. Closer than the breeze. More present than the flowers. He's not far away, watching from a distance. He's right here, sustaining every breath you take. The racing thoughts begin to rise again. That's normal. Don't be frustrated. Here comes a thought about work. Notice it like a cloud passing overhead. It moves across your sky and then it's gone. Here comes a thought about a relationship. Notice it. Let it drift past like that same gentle breeze. Here comes a thought about money or health or something you need to remember. Notice it. And release it into God's care. He sees every thought you're having. Nothing is hidden from Him. Nothing is too small for His attention or too big for His power. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast. Steadfast doesn't mean perfect. It doesn't mean your mind never wanders. It means you keep coming back. Back to God. Back to trust. Back to peace. Every time you notice your mind racing and you choose to return to this moment, you're practicing steadfastness. Every time you release a worry instead of chasing it, you're practicing trust. Every time you soften back into rest, you're receiving God's peace. Breathe in slowly. Hold for just a moment. And release completely. Feel your belly rise and fall with each breath. Your chest expanding and softening. Your whole body participating in this rhythm of receiving and releasing. This is what it means to live in God's peace. Receiving His love. Releasing your fear. Receiving His provision. Releasing your need to control. Receive. Release. Receive. Release. Your mind may tell you that you don't have time to rest like this, that there's too much to do, too much to think about, too much that depends on you staying vigilant. But that's not true. God invites you to rest precisely because you are not the one holding everything together. He is. He holds the planets in their orbits. He keeps your heart beating while you sleep. He grows flowers without any effort from them. He can certainly handle whatever you're worried about tonight. Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." You are weary. Your mind is burdened. And He is offering you rest. Not as a reward for working harder. Not after you've earned it. Right now, just as you are. Come and rest. Let your shoulders drop a little more. You've been carrying them high, tensed up around your ears. Let them fall. Heavy and relaxed. Release the tension in your forehead. You may not have even realized you were furrowing your brow. Smooth it out. Let your face be soft and peaceful. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue rest gently in your mouth. Let your teeth separate slightly. Your whole body is learning to let go. To stop bracing against whatever might come. To trust that God is your defender and you don't have to stay on high alert. The meadow around you in your mind's eye is completely safe. Nothing here can harm you. This is sacred space. Holy ground where God meets you. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your face. Gentle and golden. Not harsh or burning, just warm and comforting. This is God's love surrounding you. Constant as sunlight. Steady as gravity. Always present even when clouds hide it from view. The racing thoughts come again. This time may be a little slower. A little less urgent. There's a thought about something you wish you had done differently. Notice it. God has already forgiven you. Let it go. There's a thought about someone who hurt you. Notice it. God is your healer and your defender. Let it go. There's a thought about the future and all its unknowns. Notice it. God already knows the way you will take. Let it go. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. This is your mantra tonight. Your anchor. When thoughts threaten to pull you back into anxiety, return to this truth. God keeps you in perfect peace. Not partial peace. Not fragile peace that shatters at the first sign of trouble. Perfect peace that holds you steady no matter what thoughts arise. Your job is simply to keep your mind steadfast. To keep returning to Him. To keep choosing trust. And He does the keeping. He maintains the peace. He holds you secure. Breathe in that promise. Breathe out your striving. In the meadow, you notice small details now. A butterfly landing on a flower nearby. The way the grass moves in waves when the breeze passes through. The sound of birds in the distance, their songs lazy and content. Everything here exists without anxiety. The flowers don't worry about blooming. The grass doesn't stress about growing. The birds don't lie awake fretting about tomorrow's needs. They simply trust the one who made them, the one who provides for them, the one who delights in their existence. You are more precious to God than all of these. If He cares for the flowers that bloom today and are gone tomorrow, how much more does He care for you? You are His beloved child, His treasured possession, the apple of His eye. He is not frustrated with your racing mind. He is not disappointed that you struggle to rest. He understands. He knows what you're made of. He remembers that you are dust. And He loves you anyway. Completely. Perfectly. Forever. Let that love surround you now like a warm blanket, covering every anxious thought, soothing every worried place, calming every racing fear. You are held in love that will never let you go. And in that love, you can finally rest. This practice of releasing thoughts is ancient and holy. The desert fathers and mothers practiced it centuries ago. They called it letting thoughts come and go without attachment. Simply observing rather than engaging. You're joining a long line of believers who have learned to quiet their minds in God's presence. You're not alone in the struggle with racing thoughts. Saints throughout history have walked the same path. And they discovered what you're discovering now. That God's peace is stronger than any thought. Your mind may feel like an untamed thing, wild and unpredictable. But God is so gentle with wild things. He doesn't break them into submission. He doesn't force them into compliance. He invites them into rest. He's inviting your wild, racing mind into rest right now. Not demanding it. Not forcing it. Just offering a safe place where it can finally stop running. Think about a frightened animal finding refuge. It doesn't calm down instantly. It takes time to realize it's safe. To stop looking over its shoulder for danger. To let its breathing slow. To finally settle into the safety that's been offered. Your mind is like that animal tonight. It's been running from threats, real and imagined. It's been on high alert for so long. But here in God's presence, it's finding refuge. And slowly, it's realizing it can stop running. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Steadfast trust creates the safe space your mind needs to calm down. When you trust that God has everything under control, your mind doesn't have to work so hard. When you trust that tomorrow is in His hands, your thoughts don't have to race towards solutions. When you trust that you're loved exactly as you are, your mind doesn't have to prove anything. Trust is the key that unlocks the prison of racing thoughts. And tonight, you're turning that key. Click by click. Thought by thought. Breath by breath. The meadow around you is so peaceful in your imagination. But it's more than imagination. It's a spiritual reality. This is the peace that exists in God's presence. And you can access it anytime you need it. This isn't about escaping reality. It's about accessing the deeper reality of God's kingdom. The reality where His peace reigns, where His love is constant, where His presence is sure. Jesus said His kingdom is within you, which means this peace is within you too. Not something you have to search for outside yourself, but something you uncover by going deeper into God's presence within. Every breath is taking you deeper, deeper into peace, deeper into trust, deeper into rest. Your thoughts are like waves on the ocean's surface, sometimes big and overwhelming, sometimes gentle and manageable. But beneath the waves, deep beneath the surface, there is stillness. The depths of the ocean don't move the way the surface does. Down deep, there is calm even when storms rage above. You're sinking into those depths now, below the surface chop of racing thoughts. Down into the deep stillness where God's peace dwells. And from that deep place, the surface waves don't feel so threatening. They're still there, but they can't disturb the peace you found in the depths. This is the peace that passes understanding. Peace that exists beneath the chaos. Peace that holds you steady when thoughts try to toss you around. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Your mind is becoming more steadfast with each moment you spend here. More rooted in trust. More anchored in God's promises. More settled in His love. The racing is slowing. Can you feel it? The thoughts that were sprinting are now jogging. The urgency is fading. The pressure is lifting. This is what it feels like when God keeps you in perfect peace. Not the absence of thoughts, but the presence of something stronger than thoughts. The presence of God Himself. Let yourself rest in that presence now. Let yourself be held by love that will never let you go. Let yourself trust that you're safe, you're seen, you're known, and you're deeply, deeply loved. The meadow is your resting place tonight. God's presence is your home. and perfect peace is your inheritance. Receive it now. Release what you don't need to carry, and rest in the one who carries you. Let's dwell in this promise together. Isaiah 26, verse 3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Read it slowly with me in your mind. Let each word sink in. You will keep. Not you will try to keep. Not you might keep if conditions are right. You will keep. This is a promise. A guarantee from the God who cannot lie. He will keep you. He will maintain you. He will hold you secure in perfect peace. Not good enough peace. Not partial peace that comes and goes. Perfect peace. Complete peace. Peace that lacks nothing. Peace that your soul has been longing for. Peace that your racing mind desperately needs. Peace that goes deeper than circumstances. Peace that remains steady when everything else is shaking. Those whose minds are steadfast. This is the key. The condition. Not a mind that never wanders. Not a mind that has no thoughts. But a mind that is steadfast. Steadfast means firm. Fixed. Unwavering in its direction, even if not in its moment-to-moment focus. Your mind may wander to worry, but it returns to God. It may drift toward fear, but it comes back to trust. It may race with thoughts, but it anchors again and again in His promises. That's steadfastness. Not perfection. Persistent returning. Because they trust in you. This is the foundation of everything. Trust. Not understanding. You don't have to understand why things are the way they are. Not control. You don't have to have everything figured out and managed. Just trust. Simple, childlike trust that God is who He says He is. That He will do what He says He will do. That He is good even when life is hard. Breathe in deeply. Let this promise fill your lungs like oxygen. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. What if you really believed this? What if you let yourself rest in the certainty of this promise tonight? Your racing mind would slow because you'd know God has everything under control. Your anxious thoughts would quiet because you'd trust that He's working all things for your good. Your body would relax into sleep because you'd remember that He never sleeps, so you don't have to stay vigilant. This isn't just wishful thinking. This is the Word of God spoken over your life. This is truth that's more real than the thoughts racing through your mind right now. You will keep in perfect peace. Say it with me silently. He will keep me in perfect peace. Again. He will keep me in perfect peace. Let it become a rhythm with your breathing. He will keep me, you breathe in. In perfect peace, you breathe out. He will keep me. In perfect peace. He will keep me. In perfect peace. Your mind is beginning to align with this truth. The racing is slowing. The urgency is fading. The peace is rising. You're in that meadow again. The sun is lower now, casting everything in golden light. The shadows are long and soft. The air is cooling just slightly, comfortable and perfect for rest. You're lying in the grass, looking up at the vast sky. And you realize something. You realize that you're completely safe here. Not because nothing bad could ever happen, but because God is with you no matter what happens. He will keep you in perfect peace. Not peace that depends on perfect circumstances. Peace that exists because of His perfect presence. There's a difference between the peace the world offers and the peace God gives. The world's peace is fragile. It depends on everything going right. It shatters when trouble comes. But God's peace is unshakable. It's rooted in His character, not your circumstances. It holds you steady when everything else falls apart. Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." His peace is different. Supernatural. Available even in the middle of storms. And tonight, He's offering you that peace. Not tomorrow when you have everything sorted out. Not next week when life calms down. Right now. In this moment. With your mind exactly as it is. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Think about the word steadfast again. It comes from two words, stead meaning place and fast meaning firmly fixed. Your mind's place is firmly fixed on God, not drifting toward disaster, not spiraling into what ifs. Fixed on Him. And when it does drift, because it will, you bring it back. Gently. Without judgment. Just a quiet return to the one who holds you. That's what you're doing right now. Each time you notice your mind wandering to worry and you return to this meditation, you're being steadfast. Each time you choose to focus on God's promises instead of your problems, you're being steadfast. Each time you release a racing thought and come back to your breath, back to this moment, back to His presence, you're being steadfast. And God is keeping His part of the promise. Perfect peace is flowing into you even now. You might not feel it as an overwhelming emotion. You might just notice that the thoughts are a little slower, the anxiety a little quieter, the body a little softer. That's peace settling in. Not dramatic, just real, just present, just available. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Fill your lungs completely. Hold for just a moment. And release slowly through your mouth. Again. Breathe in His peace. Hold it gently. Release your anxiety. You will keep in perfect peace. The sky above you in the meadow is deepening now. The sun has set, but there's still light. That magical time between day and night when everything is soft and hushed. The first stars are beginning to appear. Small points of light in the darkening blue. Constant and faithful, even though you can't see them during the day. God's peace is like those stars. Always there. Always shining. Sometimes hidden by the brightness of daylight and activity, but never absent. Night reveals what was always present. And this night is revealing God's peace to you. It was there all along, even when your racing mind couldn't perceive it. Those whose minds are steadfast. Your mind is becoming steadfast now. Not because you're trying so hard, but because you're releasing the effort. You're letting God do the keeping while you simply trust. Trust is not a striving word. Trust is a resting word. When you trust someone to hold you, you don't hold yourself up. You let your weight fall into their arms. When you trust someone to catch you, you don't catch yourself. You let yourself fall. Tonight, you're learning to let yourself fall into God's peace. To stop holding yourself together with sheer willpower. To stop catching yourself before anxiety can take over. You're learning to trust that He will catch you. That He will hold you. That He will keep you in perfect peace. Because they trust in you. Not because they have strong faith. Faith the size of a mustard seed is enough. Not because they've earned it. Peace is a gift, not a reward. Simply because they trust. They place their confidence in God instead of in their own ability to manage everything. You're doing that right now. In this moment. You're choosing to trust that God can give you rest even when your mind wants to race. And He is faithful to His promise. He is keeping you in perfect peace. The meadow is almost dark now. The stars are bright overhead. Countless and beautiful. each one placed by God's hand, each one known by name. He knows you even more intimately than He knows the stars. He knows every thought in your mind before you think it. He knows every worry in your heart before it surfaces. He knows exactly what you need, and He's providing it right now. Perfect peace. For your steadfast mind, because you trust in Him. Let those words be the last conscious thought before sleep begins to find you. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. He will keep you in perfect peace because you trust in Him. This promise from Isaiah has sustained God's people for thousands of years. When they were in exile, separated from everything familiar, this promise held them. When they faced uncertainty and fear, this promise comforted them. When their minds raced with worry about their future, this promise gave them peace. The same promise is yours tonight. Not a different promise for a different people. The same promise. From the same faithful God. He will keep you in perfect peace. Notice the certainty of that statement. Not, He might keep you. Not, He'll try to keep you. He will keep you. This is not a wish or a hope. This is a declaration of what God does for those whose minds are steadfast on Him. And your mind has been steadfast tonight. Perhaps imperfectly. Perhaps with many returns and redirections. But steadfast nonetheless. Always coming back to God. Always choosing trust over worry. Always returning to this anchor of peace. That's what steadfast means in practice. Not never wavering, but always returning. And God honors that returning. He honors your choice to come back to Him again and again. He honors your decision to trust Him one more time. Each return strengthens your steadfastness. Each choice to trust deepens your capacity for peace. Each moment you spend anchored in Him makes the anchor hold more firmly. You're building something tonight that will serve you far beyond this moment. You're training your mind in the practice of steadfastness. You're teaching your heart what it feels like to trust God with everything. This is sacred work. Holy practice. Life-giving discipline. And it's wrapped in the gentle gift of rest. You're not striving to achieve something. You're simply receiving what God offers. Perfect peace for your steadfast mind. Breathe in that peace one more time. Let it fill every part of you. Breathe out anything that's not peace. Let it go into God's keeping. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. This is your identity tonight. Not an anxious person. not someone with a racing mind, but someone whose mind is steadfast on God, someone who trusts Him, someone who is kept in perfect peace. This is who you are in this moment. And you can return to this identity anytime you need it. When tomorrow brings its challenges, you can remember tonight. You can remember what it feels like to be kept in perfect peace. You can return your mind to steadfastness. You can choose trust again. But right now, you don't have to think about tomorrow. Right now is for experiencing this peace fully, for letting it soak into every cell of your body, for allowing it to resettle your nervous system, for permitting it to become your new normal, even if just for tonight. The meadow is so peaceful. The stars are so bright. The grass is so soft beneath you. But more than any of these images, God's presence is real. More real than anything you can see or touch. More substantial than the ground beneath you. More constant than the stars overhead. His presence is the ultimate reality. Everything else is temporary. But He remains. And in Him you remain, held in perfect peace. Let your breathing continue its gentle rhythm. Out, in, out. Each breath is a prayer without words, a declaration of trust, an act of surrender. You're breathing in God's peace. You're breathing out your worry. This is the rhythm of faith. Receiving and releasing. Taking in what God offers and letting go of what He doesn't want you to carry. Perfect peace is yours, now and through the night, because your mind is steadfast and you trust in Him. Tomorrow feels heavy, doesn't it? All the unknowns. All the responsibilities waiting. All the things that could go wrong. But tonight, you don't have to carry tomorrow. Jesus said, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself." Each day has enough trouble of its own. Tonight is for rest. Tomorrow is for tomorrow. Your mind wants to prepare for tomorrow by thinking through every scenario, planning for every possibility, trying to control what hasn't happened yet. But God is already in tomorrow. He's already there, preparing the way. He already knows what you'll need, and He's already making provision. You can trust Him with tomorrow. Breathe that in. Breathe out the burden of the future. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Trust doesn't mean you know what's going to happen. Trust means you know who holds what's going to happen. God holds tomorrow in his hands. The same hands that formed the mountains. The same hands that hold the oceans in their boundaries. The same hands that were pierced for you on the cross. Those hands will not drop tomorrow. Those hands will not fail you. Those hands are strong enough to carry everything you're worried about. Let your shoulders release their tension. You've been bracing yourself for tomorrow's challenges. But tomorrow isn't here yet. Right now, you're safe. Right now, you're held. Right now, you can rest. In the meadow of your imagination, it's fully night now. The stars are brilliant overhead. The Milky Way stretches across the sky like a river of light. These same stars shone over Abraham when God made him a promise. God told him to count the stars if he could. And then God said, "So shall your offspring be." It was a promise about a future Abraham couldn't see. A future that seemed impossible. But God was already working in tomorrow to bring his promise to pass. He's doing the same for you. The tomorrows you're worried about are already in his hands. He's already weaving them into his good plan for your life. You don't have to figure it all out tonight. You don't have to solve tomorrow's problems in your mind right now. You just have to trust the one who's already there. God says in Jeremiah, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." He knows the plans. You don't have to. He has plans for your tomorrow. Good plans. Plans filled with hope. Even if you can't see them yet. Even if tonight feels dark and uncertain. His plans stand firm. His purposes will prevail. And you are held securely in the center of his will. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out completely. Feel the weight of tomorrow lifting off your chest. You don't have to carry it into sleep with you. You can set it down at the feet of Jesus and leave it there until morning comes. He invites you to cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. All your anxiety. Not just some of it. Not just the small stuff. All of it. The anxiety about work tomorrow. Cast it on him. The anxiety about relationships. Cast it on him. The anxiety about money, health, children, parents, decisions you have to make. Cast it all on him. He cares for you. Not in a distant, impersonal way, but with deep, personal, tender care. He knows your name. He knows your struggles. He knows what keeps you awake at night. And he cares. So much that he invites you to give it all to him. To let him carry what's too heavy for you. To trust him with the tomorrows you can't control. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Steadfast trust for tomorrow means believing God is already there. It means releasing your grip on outcomes you can't control anyway. It means resting in His character instead of in your own ability to manage everything. The racing thoughts about tomorrow are slowing down. Like a spinning top that's beginning to lose momentum. Still moving, but wobbling now. About to settle. Let them settle. Don't spin them back up. Just let them slow and stop in the safety of God's presence. Under the stars in the meadow, you feel incredibly small. But not in a bad way. Small in a way that brings relief. You're not responsible for holding the universe together. You're not the one keeping the planets in orbit or the stars burning bright. God is doing all of that without your help. And He can handle your tomorrow without your help too. You can be small and safe in His bigness. You can be dependent and secure in His strength. You can be uncertain about details and confident in His plan. This is the paradox of faith. Weakness becomes rest when you know God is strong. Uncertainty becomes peace when you know God is sure. Tomorrow's unknowns become okay when you know the one who knows everything. Your body is sinking deeper into rest now. Muscles releasing their vigilance. Breath becoming slower and deeper. Mind becoming quieter and more spacious. The urgent need to figure everything out is fading. In its place, a gentle trust is growing. Maybe you don't know what tomorrow holds, but you know who holds tomorrow. And that's enough. God has never failed you. Every single day of your life, He's been faithful. You've never faced a tomorrow alone. He's walked through every single one with you. He'll walk through tomorrow too. And the day after that. And all the days that follow. The Psalm says, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Not, "This is the tomorrow you have to worry about." This is the day. Today. This moment. And right now, in this moment, you have everything you need. You have breath in your lungs. You have a place to rest. You have God's presence surrounding you. You have His promise of perfect peace. Right now is sufficient. Right now is safe. Right now is held in God's hands. And tomorrow, when it becomes today, will be held in His hands too. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Trust Him with tomorrow. He's already there. He's already preparing the way. He already knows what you'll need, and His grace will be sufficient. For now, just rest. Just breathe. Just be here in this moment with Him. Tomorrow will take care of itself. God will take care of you. Let your eyes stay closed. Let your body stay still. Let your mind stay anchored in this simple trust. God has tomorrow. You can have rest tonight. There's a beautiful paradox in faith. The less you try to control tomorrow, the more peaceful you become today. The more you release to God, the more freedom you experience. The more you trust His plans, the less you're bound by your own limited vision. Tonight, you're living this paradox. You're releasing control and finding rest. You're admitting you don't know what tomorrow holds and discovering peace in that admission. Because you know who holds tomorrow. And that's infinitely better than knowing what tomorrow holds. Abraham didn't know where he was going when God called him to leave his homeland. He just knew God was leading. And that was enough. Moses didn't know how he would lead millions of people through a desert. He just knew God would be with him. And that was enough. David didn't know how a shepherd boy could defeat a giant. He just knew God was bigger than any giant. And that was enough. You don't have to know how tomorrow will unfold. You just have to know that God will be there. And that is enough. It is enough. Let those words settle into your spirit. God's presence is enough. His love is enough. His faithfulness is enough. You don't need anything else figured out tonight. You don't need backup plans for your backup plans. You don't need to war game every possible scenario. You just need to rest in the sufficiency of God's presence with you. Breathe in that sufficiency. Breathe out your need to have everything figured out. The stars overhead are the same stars that shone when God made His covenant with Abraham. They've watched human history unfold for thousands of years. Empires have risen and fallen beneath their light. Countless worries have kept countless people awake through countless nights. And yet the stars remain, constant in their courses, faithful in their shining, declaring the glory of God night after night after night. Your worry tonight is one of countless worries under these stars. But here's what's true. Every single person who trusted God with their tomorrows found Him faithful. Every single one. Not one person in all of history trusted God and found Him lacking. Not one person cast their cares on Him and had Him drop them. Not one person anchored their hope in Him and had that anchor fail. He has never failed. Not once. Not ever. And He won't start with you. He won't start with your tomorrow. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. This promise has held true for thousands of years. It held true for Abraham under these same stars. It held true for David when he faced his giants. It held true for Mary when an angel turned her world upside down. And it's holding true for you tonight. Under these same faithful stars. In this same faithful God's presence. Your breathing has become so slow and deep. Your body knows it's safe to rest now. Your mind is releasing its vigilance. Tomorrow can wait. Tonight is for trust. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for rest. God whispers to your worried heart, I've got tomorrow. I've already been there and back. I've already prepared the way. I already know what you'll need, and I've already made provision. You can rest now. You can stop planning. You can release your grip on outcomes you were never meant to control anyway. The God who holds tomorrow is holding you tonight. And His hold is sure. His grip is strong. His love is constant. Let yourself sink deeper into that security. Let your muscles release their last bits of tension. Let your mind float free from the anchors of worry. Tomorrow is God's concern tonight. Your only concern is rest. And you're doing that so well right now. Simply being here. Simply breathing. Simply trusting one moment at a time. This is enough. You are enough. God's presence with you is more than enough. Rest now in that enoughness. Rest in His faithful care. Rest in the promise that tomorrow belongs to Him. There's a peace that doesn't make sense. Paul wrote about it in his letter to the Philippians. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding. Transcends means it goes beyond. It surpasses. It exists in a realm higher than logic or reason. This is the peace that's available to you tonight. Peace that your circumstances don't justify. Peace that your racing mind can't explain. Peace that passes all understanding. You don't have to understand how it works. You just have to receive it. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out gently. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. This perfect peace is beyond understanding. It doesn't require you to have everything figured out. It doesn't wait for your circumstances to improve. It simply is because God is. Paul continues in that same passage. He says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." And then what happens? And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. The peace doesn't come from having no problems. It comes from bringing those problems to God. from presenting your requests to Him, from choosing thanksgiving even in difficulty. Tonight, you're doing that. You're bringing your racing mind to God. You're presenting your anxious thoughts to Him. And in response, His peace is guarding your heart and mind. Guarding means protecting. Standing watch over. Keeping safe from harm. God's peace is actively guarding you right now. Standing between you and the anxiety that wants to overwhelm you. Protecting your heart from fear. Keeping your mind from spiraling into worry. You're safe behind this guard. You're secure in this protection. You can rest while God's peace keeps watch. Let your whole body relax into that safety. Your shoulders dropping. Your chest softening. Your belly releasing its tension. Your legs becoming heavy and still. Your arms lying peacefully by your sides. Your face smooth and calm. Every part of you is being held in peace that passes understanding. In the meadow under the stars, you realize you can hear something. It's so quiet you almost missed it. The sound of water in the distance. A gentle stream flowing steadily over smooth stones. The sound is soothing. Constant but not monotonous. Always moving but never rushed. This is what God's peace is like. A steady stream that flows regardless of circumstances. Always present. Always available. Always refreshing. Jesus said, "Whoever believes in me, streams of living water will flow from within them." Living water. Water that never runs dry. Water that brings life wherever it flows. That water is flowing in you right now. God's Spirit within you, bringing peace that your mind can't manufacture on its own. Peace that comes from a source beyond yourself. You don't have to create this peace. You don't have to work up enough faith to feel peaceful. You just have to tap into the stream that's already there. To open yourself to the flow of God's presence. And that's what you're doing now. Breath by breath. Moment by moment. You're opening to the peace that passes understanding. It's okay if you don't feel overwhelming emotion. Peace isn't always a feeling. Sometimes it's just the absence of anxiety. The quieting of racing thoughts. The ability to be still when everything in you wants to move. That's peace working in you right now. Your mind may try to analyze this, to understand how it's happening, to figure out the mechanism. But remember, this is peace that transcends understanding. You can't logic your way into it. You can only receive it as a gift. Let the analyzing go. Let the need to understand drift away. Just experience what's happening without trying to explain it. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Steadfast doesn't mean understanding everything. It means trusting anyway. You don't understand how God can give you peace when so much is uncertain. But you're trusting that He can. You're experiencing it even if you can't explain it. That's faith. Not the absence of questions, but trust in the presence of mystery. The stream you hear in the distance is clearer now. You can hear individual notes in the water's song. High tinkling sounds where water splashes over small rocks. Deeper rushing sounds where it flows through a channel. It's all one stream, but infinite in its variations. Never exactly the same from one moment to the next, but always recognizably water. Always flowing. Always itself. God's peace is like that too. It feels different in different seasons. It manifests in various ways depending on what you need. But it's always recognizably His peace. Always flowing from the same source. Always sufficient for the moment. Tonight you need peace that quiets racing thoughts. So that's the peace He's giving you. Tomorrow you might need peace that strengthens you for a challenge. And that's the peace He'll give you then. His peace adapts to your need without ever changing in its essence, because it flows from His unchanging nature. Breathe in the constancy of His love. Breathe out your need to control everything. Breathe in the sufficiency of His grace. Breathe out your anxiety about not being enough. Breathe in His perfect peace. Breathe out the chaos of your thoughts. Paul gives us a practice in that Philippians passage. He says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." This is how we keep our minds steadfast. We choose what we think about. Your racing mind has been thinking about what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. But you can gently redirect it to think about what's true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. What's true? God loves you. That's true. What's noble? You're made in God's image. That's noble. What's right? God's promises are trustworthy. That's right. What's pure? God's intentions toward you are completely good. That's pure. What's lovely? This moment of rest. The gift of sleep. The beauty of stars. The sound of water. These are lovely. What's admirable? God's faithfulness throughout your life. That's admirable. When you fill your mind with these things, there's no room left for anxiety. The racing thoughts are crowded out by thoughts of God's goodness. And peace fills the space where worry used to be. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. That guard is in place right now. You're protected. You're safe. You're held in peace that makes no logical sense but is absolutely real. Let yourself sink deeper into this mystery. Don't try to solve it. Don't try to understand it. Just receive it. Peace that passes understanding. Perfect peace for your steadfast mind. Peace that guards and protects while you rest. It's yours tonight. It's yours right now. Not because you've earned it. Not because you understand it. But because God, in His great love, is giving it to you. Receive it with gratitude. Rest in it with trust. Let it carry you gently towards sleep. This peace that passes understanding is one of God's most precious gifts. It doesn't depend on your circumstances being perfect. It doesn't require you to have everything figured out. It simply exists because God exists. And God is with you. Right now. In this moment. Giving you His peace. Think about how counterintuitive this is. Your mind has been racing. You have real concerns. There are legitimate things that need attention tomorrow. And yet, here you are. Peaceful. Calm. Resting. This doesn't make logical sense. But it makes spiritual sense. Because God's kingdom operates by different rules than the world's kingdom. In the world's kingdom, peace comes from control, from having enough money in the bank, from relationships being stable, from health being good, from circumstances being favorable. But in God's kingdom, peace comes from His presence, regardless of circumstances, independent of situations, unshakable by external events. This is the peace you're experiencing tonight. Kingdom peace. Supernatural peace. Peace that the world can't give and can't take away. Jesus said, "My peace I give you. Not as the world gives do I give to you." The world's peace is fragile. It lasts only as long as conditions are favorable. But Jesus' peace is unbreakable. It endures through every storm. It holds steady when everything else is shaking. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. This is the mechanism of supernatural peace. A steadfast mind that trusts in God. That's all it takes to access peace that passes understanding. Not a perfect life. Not ideal circumstances. Just a steadfast mind. Just simple trust. And you have both of those things tonight. Your mind has been steadfast, returning to God again and again. And you've been choosing trust over fear, over and over. So the peace that passes understanding is yours. Not because you're special. Not because you've achieved something. But because you've met the simple conditions for receiving it. Steadfast mind. Trusting heart. That's all God asks. And He gives in return peace that your circumstances don't justify. Peace that your logic can't explain. Peace that transcends your understanding. This is grace. Unearned. Unmerited. Freely given. God pours out His peace on you not because you've done everything right, but because He loves you. Because His nature is to give good gifts. Because it pleases Him to see His children at rest. Let that truth settle deep into your heart. God delights in your rest. He's not frustrated that you needed this meditation. He's glad you're here. Glad you chose to come to Him. Glad to give you His peace. Your Heavenly Father is generous beyond measure. He doesn't withhold His peace until you're good enough. He doesn't make you earn it through perfect behavior. He simply gives it. Freely. Abundantly. And you're receiving it right now. Not grabbing it. Not working for it. Just receiving it like a child receives a gift from a loving parent. With open hands. With grateful heart. With simple trust that the giver is good. Peace that passes understanding. Guard your heart. Guard your mind. Hold you safe tonight. This is yours. This is God's gift to you. Receive it fully. Rest in it completely. Your mind is slowing now. Can you feel it? The thoughts are still there, but they're moving more slowly. Like clouds drifting across a summer sky. Present, but not urgent. Visible, but not demanding. You're learning what it feels like to let your mind rest. This is not a natural state for you. Your mind is used to working. Solving. Planning. Preparing. But tonight you're giving it permission to simply be. To exist without producing. To float without striving. And your mind is responding. Slowly. Gradually. But definitely. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. This is what steadfast looks like after time spent in God's presence. A mind that's slower to react, quieter in its movements, more settled in its trust. Breathe in deeply. Hold for a moment. And release slowly. Notice how your breath has changed since we began. It's deeper now. Slower. More relaxed. Your body knows how to rest when your mind allows it. And your mind is finally allowing it. In the meadow, you're completely still now. Not frozen, but peacefully motionless. Like a deer resting in tall grass. Alert but calm. Present but at peace. The stars overhead are brilliant. More than you could ever count. Each one a reminder of God's infinite creativity and care. If He attends to each star, He certainly attends to you. The stream continues its gentle song in the distance. Constant. Reliable. Peaceful. Everything in this place speaks of God's presence. The solid earth beneath you. The vast sky above you. The living water near you. The cool air around you. You are surrounded by reminders that God is here. That He is constant. That He is peace. Let your awareness of His presence grow stronger as your thoughts grow quieter. It's as if the racing thoughts were noise that made it hard to sense Him. But now that they're slowing, you can feel His nearness more clearly. He was always this close. You just couldn't perceive it through the mental chaos. But here, in this growing stillness, you know He's with you. Not intellectually. Not theoretically. But in a deep, settled way that needs no proof. This is the peace of His presence. Moses asked God, "If your presence does not go with us, do not send us up from here." He knew that God's presence was more important than any destination, more valuable than any achievement, more necessary than any provision. God's presence is what matters most. And His presence is with you right now. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Your mind is steadfast now. Not because it never wanders, but because it keeps returning here, to this place of trust, to this awareness of God's presence, to this choice to rest instead of race. Each breath is an anchor. In and out. In and out. Your body is heavy with relaxation now. Your limbs feel weighted. Your head is sinking softly into whatever supports it. Your whole being is letting go of the need to stay alert. It's safe to let go. God is alert so you don't have to be. God is watching so you can close your eyes. God is awake so you can sleep. The psalm says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." In peace. Not after achieving peace. Not once peace arrives, but in peace as if it's a location. A place where you can lie down and sleep. You're in that place now. In peace. Surrounded by it. Held in it. Safe within it. You alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Safety isn't about circumstances. It's about God's protection. And His protection is constant, unchanging. Sure. You are safe in Him tonight. Safe to rest. Safe to sleep. Safe to let your mind stop working. The racing has almost completely stopped now. You might notice an occasional thought drifting by. That's fine. Just notice it and let it go, like watching a leaf float past on that stream you hear in the distance. No need to grab it. No need to follow it. Just let it pass. Your mind is becoming like the surface of that still lake we imagined earlier. Smooth. Reflective. Calm. Not because you forced it to be calm, but because you stopped stirring it up with worry and anxiety. When you stop throwing stones into water, it naturally returns to stillness. That's what's happening in your mind right now. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Perfect peace is this stillness, this quiet, this ability to simply be without constantly doing or thinking or solving. You're experiencing it now, not as an idea, but as a reality in your body and mind. This is what God wants for you. Not just tonight, but every night. Not just in sleep, but in life. A mind that knows how to return to peace. A heart that knows how to trust. A spirit that knows how to rest in God's presence. You're practicing those things right now. And with practice, they become more natural, more accessible, more familiar. Tonight is teaching your whole being what peace feels like, so that when racing thoughts come in the daylight, you'll remember this. You'll know how to return here. But for now, just be here. In this meadow under the stars. In this peace that passes understanding. In this presence of the God who loves you perfectly. The night air is cool and gentle on your skin. The ground beneath you is solid and supportive. The sky above you is infinite and beautiful, and you are safe, held, loved, at peace. Your breathing is so slow and deep now. In and out. In and out. Each breath draws you deeper into rest, deeper into peace, deeper into the awareness of God's loving presence. You don't have to try anymore. You don't have to work at this. Just let it happen. Let your mind slow. Let your body rest. Let your spirit settle into the peace that's been here all along. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. He is keeping you in perfect peace right now. Let yourself receive it fully. Let yourself rest completely. Let yourself be held in the arms of the God who never sleeps so that you can. Sleep is coming. Peace is here. God is with you. All is well. The journey from racing mind to resting mind is not instant, but it is sure. You're well along that path now. Miles away from where you started when this meditation began. Think back to how your mind felt when you first laid down tonight. The thoughts tumbling over each other. The worries demanding attention. The mental noise that felt impossible to quiet. And now look where you are. Breathing slowly. Body relaxed. Mind calm. Thoughts floating gently rather than racing urgently. This is the work of God's peace in you. This is what happens when you keep your mind steadfast on Him. This is the fulfillment of His promise to keep you in perfect peace. You didn't make this happen through sheer willpower. You participated by choosing to be here, by choosing to trust, by choosing to return your thoughts to God again and again. But the actual peace, the actual quieting, the actual rest, that's all God's work in you. He is so good at this. Bringing peace to anxious hearts. Calming racing minds. Creating space for rest in souls that thought they'd never rest again. This is who He is. The God of peace. Not the God of anxiety. Not the God of striving. The God of peace. And He's being Himself in you right now. His nature is manifesting in your experience. His peace is becoming your peace. His rest is becoming your rest. Breathe in the goodness of who God is. Breathe out any remaining resistance to rest. In the meadow, the moon is bright and full overhead now. It casts silver light over everything. The grass looks almost luminous. The flowers are closed for the night, but beautiful in their resting state. Even flowers know how to rest. They don't bloom 24 hours a day. They open to the sun and close in the darkness. They follow the rhythm God built into creation. Work and rest. Activity and stillness. Day and night. You're following that same rhythm tonight. You work during the day. Now you rest during the night. This is the pattern God established at creation. And it's still good. Still right. Still what your body and mind need. You don't have to feel guilty about resting. Rest is not laziness. Rest is obedience to the rhythm God designed. He built Sabbath into the fabric of creation because He knew you'd need it. He modeled it Himself, not because He was tired, but to show you that rest is holy. Rest is good. Rest is necessary. So rest now without guilt. Without feeling like you should be doing something else. This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. Resting in God's presence. Allowing your mind to slow. Permitting your body to release its tension. Trusting that the world will keep spinning without your constant vigilance. Because it will. It's got it. He's holding everything together. And that frees you to let go and rest. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. This verse has been your companion all night. Your anchor. Your reminder of what's possible when you turn your mind toward God. And it's proven true in your experience tonight. You've kept your mind steadfast, returning to God over and over. You've chosen trust even when thoughts wanted to spiral into worry. And God has kept His promise. Perfect peace has been yours. Not perfect in the sense that everything is resolved. Perfect in the sense that it's complete. Whole. Sufficient for this moment. This is the peace you're resting in now. Complete peace. Whole peace. Peace that holds you fully in this moment. And as sleep draws ever closer, know that this peace will hold you through the night. It won't disappear when you fall asleep. God's peace will guard you through your sleeping hours just as it's guarded you through this time of meditation. You are safe in His peace. You are held in His love. You are kept by His faithfulness. Let those truths be the foundation you rest on. More solid than the surface beneath your body. More sure than anything in this physical world. God's truth is your foundation. His peace is your resting place. And sleep is finally within reach. The night is deep now. The world is quiet. And God is faithful. He has been faithful all day long. Through every moment you were awake. Through every challenge you faced. Through every worry that crossed your mind. And He will be faithful through this night. The Bible says, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning." Great is your faithfulness. Great is His faithfulness. Not just adequate. Not just sufficient. Great. Abundant. Overflowing. His faithfulness is watching over you right now as your mind drifts closer to sleep. His faithfulness is the reason you can rest. The reason you don't have to stay vigilant. The reason you can trust the night to hold you safely until morning comes. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Trust is built on faithfulness. You can trust God because He has proven Himself faithful. Again and again. In your life and throughout all of history. Think back over your life. The times you thought you wouldn't make it through. The moments you felt completely alone. The days that seemed impossible to bear. You made it through all of them. Not because you were strong enough, but because God was faithful. He carried you when you couldn't walk. He held you when you couldn't stand. He made a way when there seemed to be no way. His faithfulness brought you through. His faithfulness brought you here. His faithfulness will bring you through this night and into tomorrow. Breathe that certainty in. Breathe out any lingering doubt. In the meadow, the stars are beginning to fade just slightly at the edges of the sky. Not because morning is coming yet, but because the moon is rising. A soft, gentle moon that illuminates without glaring. That lights your way without stealing the darkness you need for sleep. This is how God's faithfulness works in the night seasons of life. It doesn't remove the darkness completely, but it gives you enough light to trust. Enough presence to know you're not alone. The Psalm says, "Even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you." God sees perfectly in your darkness. What feels confusing and scary to you is clear and manageable to Him. Your night is not dark to Him. Your worries are not mysteries to Him. Your tomorrow is not uncertain to Him. He knows. He sees. He's faithful. And He's holding you through this night with the same hands that have held you through every other night of your life. Your breathing is so slow now. So peaceful. In and out. In and out. Your body knows it's safe to sleep. It's releasing the last bits of tension it was holding. Your jaw is completely relaxed. Your shoulders are soft and low. Your hands are open and restful. Every muscle is letting go because you're held by someone who never lets go. God's faithfulness is not dependent on your strength. It's not conditional on your performance. It doesn't waver when you falter. His faithfulness is rooted in his character, not yours. It flows from who he is, not from what you do. He is faithful because he is God. And he cannot be otherwise. Numbers 23 says, God is not human, that he should lie, not a human being, that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? Every promise he has made to you, he will keep. The promise of his presence. He will never leave you or forsake you. The promise of his provision. He will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory. The promise of his peace. He will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast. The promise of his purpose. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. These promises stand firm tonight, tomorrow, and forever, because his faithfulness never ends. The stream in the distance is quieter now, or maybe you're just drifting too close to sleep to hear it as clearly. That's okay. You don't need to hold on to any of this. You can let it all fade as sleep comes. God's faithfulness will continue while you sleep. His watchfulness doesn't depend on your awareness. He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. While you slumber, he watches. While you sleep, he stays awake. While you rest, he remains faithful. Your mind is so quiet now. The racing has stopped completely. If a thought floats by, it's slow and dreamlike. You barely notice it before it's gone. This is the stillness you needed, the rest you've been craving, the peace that seemed impossible when the night began. But God was faithful to bring you here, to this place of deep rest, to this moment of perfect peace. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. He has kept his promise to you tonight. He is keeping it right now. He will keep it until morning comes. Great is his faithfulness. Let those words be a blanket covering you. Great is his faithfulness. Let them be the last thought before sleep takes you. Great is his faithfulness. The moon is bright over the meadow now, bathing everything in soft silver light. You can see the gentle hills in the distance, the swaying grass all around. The flowers closed for the night. Everything is at rest. Everything is peaceful. Everything is held in God's faithful care, including you. Your eyes are closed or closing. Your breath is barely noticeable. It's so slow and gentle. You're right on the edge of sleep now. That beautiful place between waking and dreaming where everything feels soft and safe. Stay here as long as you need. There's no rush. No pressure. God is faithful to bring sleep in His perfect timing. Just rest in His presence. Just breathe His peace. His mercies are new every morning, and morning will come. But for now, it's night. And night is for rest. Great is His faithfulness to you through this night. Great is His faithfulness. Great is His faithfulness. Let sleep come. Let peace remain. Let God's faithfulness carry you through the night. You are held. You are safe. You are loved. And He is faithful. So faithful. All through history, God has proven His faithfulness. Generation after generation has testified to His unwavering care. Your ancestors in the faith have passed down stories of how God came through. Again and again and again, He was faithful to Noah through the flood, faithful to Abraham through decades of waiting, faithful to Joseph through years of imprisonment, faithful to Moses through 40 years in the desert. He was faithful to David when he was running for his life, faithful to Daniel in the lion's den, faithful to the 3 Hebrew boys in the fiery furnace, faithful to Esther when she risked everything. He was faithful to Mary when the angel's message turned her world upside down, faithful to the disciples when their teacher was crucified, faithful to Paul through shipwrecks and beatings and imprisonments. And He has been faithful to you through every season of your life, through every challenge you faced, through every night that felt too dark, through every morning that came after. Not one time has God failed you. Not once. There may have been times when you thought He had. Times when you couldn't see His hand at work. Times when you felt alone. But looking back now, you can see it. He was there. He was working. He was faithful even when you couldn't feel it. His faithfulness doesn't depend on your perception of it. It's not less real when you can't see it. It's constant whether you're aware of it or not. Like the sun shining behind clouds. The clouds may hide the sun from your view, but they don't diminish the sun's brightness. They don't stop the sun from shining. God's faithfulness is like that sun, always shining, always constant. sometimes hidden from your view by circumstances, but never actually absent. Tonight, the clouds have parted, and you can see clearly. Feel deeply. Know certainly. God is faithful. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. You can trust in Him because He's proven trustworthy. You can keep your mind steadfast on Him because He's never wavered. You can rest in His promises because He's never broken one. Not once in all of eternity has God failed to keep His word. Not once has He started something and failed to finish it. Not once has He made a promise and left it unfulfilled. He is faithful. And His faithfulness is your security tonight. The reason you can rest. The reason you can release control. The reason you can let your mind stop racing. Because God is awake. God is watching. God is faithful. The same God who has been faithful through thousands of years of human history is being faithful to you right now, keeping you in perfect peace, watching over you through this night, preparing to meet you in tomorrow with new mercies. His mercies are new every morning, not recycled, not reused. New, fresh, sufficient for whatever tomorrow brings. You don't have to worry about having enough strength for tomorrow. God will give you new mercy in the morning. You don't have to worry about having enough wisdom for tomorrow's decisions. God will give you new mercy in the morning. You don't have to worry about anything tomorrow will bring. God will give you new mercy in the morning. Great is His faithfulness. Let that truth be a lullaby tonight. Great is His faithfulness. Let it be the rhythm your heart beats to as you drift toward sleep. Great is His faithfulness. Let it be the foundation you rest on. Great is His faithfulness. You are held by a faithful God, loved by a faithful Father, kept by a faithful Savior. And His faithfulness will carry you safely through this night and into tomorrow and through all your tomorrows. Great is His faithfulness. Drifting now. Gently drifting. Like a leaf on still water. Moving slowly toward rest. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Perfect peace is here, surrounding you, holding you. Your mind is steadfast, anchored in God, fixed on His goodness, and you trust. You trust His love. You trust His faithfulness. You trust His promise. Sleep is so close now. Right here within reach. Your body is completely relaxed. Heavy. Still. Your breath is barely moving. In. Out. In the meadow, you're sinking into the soft grass. The earth is holding you. God is holding you. The moon is bright overhead. The stars are like tiny lights watching over you. Everything is peaceful. Everything is safe. Everything is held in God's love. You will keep in perfect peace. He is keeping you. Right now. In this moment. Perfect peace. Deep peace. Lasting peace. Peace that doesn't depend on anything except God's presence. And His presence is constant. He's here. So near. Nearer than your breath. Closer than your racing thoughts that have finally gone quiet. So quiet now. So still. Your mind is like that still lake. Smooth as glass. Reflecting only peace. The racing has stopped. The worry has lifted. The anxiety has released its grip. Because you're held by God. And His grip never loosens. Those whose minds are steadfast. Your mind is steadfast now. Not wandering. Not racing. Just resting. Resting in God. Resting in peace. Resting in trust. Because they trust in you. You trust Him. With tonight. With tomorrow. With everything. That trust is your pillow now. Soft and comfortable. Supporting your mind's rest. Let yourself drift deeper. There's nothing to hold on to anymore. Nothing to figure out. Just drifting. Gently. Peacefully. The stream in the distance is almost silent now. Or maybe you've drifted too far into sleep to hear it. That's perfect. That's exactly where you need to be. On the edge of sleep. About to slip over into rest. God is with you here. He'll be with you in sleep. He'll be with you when you wake. He never leaves. Never forsakes. Never stops loving. You are safe in His love tonight. Safe to sleep deeply. Safe to dream peacefully. safe to rest completely. You will keep in perfect peace. This promise covers you like a blanket, warm and comforting, gentle and secure. Perfect peace for your mind, perfect rest for your body, perfect love surrounding your spirit. The night is deep and soft around you, holding you gently, cradling you safely. Your breathing is so slow, so peaceful. In, out. Almost imperceptible now. The rhythm of deep rest. The meadow is completely still. No breeze moving the grass. No sound except the quiet of night. Perfect stillness. Perfect peace. Perfect rest. God's presence is like the moonlight, soft and constant, illuminating without disturbing. You rest in His light, safe in His watch care. Those whose minds are steadfast. Your mind has found its resting place, not in control or understanding, but in trust. Simple trust that God is good, that He is here, that He will keep His promises, and He will keep you in perfect peace. The promise is being fulfilled right now. In this moment of deep rest, in this quietness of mind, in this peace that surpasses understanding, let go of the last thread of wakefulness. It's okay to sleep now. God is awake. He's watching over you. He will guard you through the night. Drifting now, deeper, softer. The boundary between waking and sleeping is dissolving. You're floating in that beautiful space where peace is all you know. Perfect peace. God's peace. Because your mind is steadfast. Because you trust Him. He will keep you. He is keeping you in perfect peace. Let sleep come fully now. Welcome it as a gift from God. A gift of rest. A gift of renewal. A gift of peace. Your eyes are closed. Your body is completely still. Your mind is finally quiet. The racing thoughts are gone, replaced by peace. Perfect peace. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. He is keeping you in perfect peace right now and through the night. and into the morning. Great is his faithfulness. Rest now. Sleep deeply. You are held. You are loved. You are at peace. Perfect peace. God's peace. Sleep now. In perfect peace. In God's presence. In His love. The meadow fades. Or perhaps you're fading into sleep. It doesn't matter which. What matters is you're held. Safe. Loved. Your mind is so still now. Like glass. Like deep water. Like peace itself. You will keep in perfect peace. He is keeping you. Right now. Those whose minds are steadfast. Your mind is resting in Him. Because they trust in you. You trust Him. Completely. And in that trust, there is perfect rest, perfect peace, perfect love. Sleep comes like a gentle wave, soft and inevitable. You don't resist it. You welcome it. God's gift of sleep for His beloved. And you are so beloved, so seen, so known, so held. Let go now. Fully. Completely. Into sleep. Into rest. Into peace. God is with you. He will be with you all through the night. And when morning comes, He will be there too. But for now, sleep. Deep sleep. Peaceful sleep. In His perfect peace. Sleep. This is where your journey ends tonight. Or perhaps where your true rest begins. You came with a racing mind. You leave with a peaceful heart. You came with anxious thoughts. You rest now in steadfast trust. You came carrying burdens too heavy. You drift now in the lightness of letting go. This is God's gift to you. Not earned. Simply given. Perfect peace for your steadfast mind. The verse has become real in your experience tonight. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Not theory. Not just words. Living truth. God has kept you. Is keeping you. will keep you in perfect peace. Your mind found its steadfast place, anchored in Him. Your heart chose trust again and again, and God fulfilled His promise. Perfect peace. Let this be your last conscious thought. I am kept in perfect peace. I am held in God's love. I am safe in His presence. My mind is steadfast. My trust is sure. My peace is perfect. Sleep now, deeply, completely. God is awake. You can rest. Perfect peace. Perfect rest. Perfect love. All night long.